Chapter 6, SEO Copywriting Tips. What are the elements of good SEO copy? SEO, or search engine optimization, allows your written and video content to be found easily by search engines. This allows you to gain valuable exposure for your content organically without having to either grow a social media following, pay the search engines or social media platforms to distribute your content, or have to manually send your subscribers the content via email. It can be really valuable. Now, you may be asking yourself why SEO is a worthwhile investment. Top brands such as HubSpot and Salesforce receive hundreds of millions of dollars of organic search traffic from Google every year just for creating such powerful SEO optimized content. So this is really a powerful technique to gain what is essentially free exposure to your brand later on. It does take quite some time to develop, but you are receiving free exposure for your content, for your brand, without actively having to pay to play. Beyond just exposure, SEO has many benefits. It allows your content to easily be found if someone's looking to reference a specific source for some of the research you've done, for example. And overall, it's just an important consideration when it comes to the creation of your content. So we highly recommend taking the time to understand it at a basic level, at least, and to incorporate it into the way that you create your content. Introducing the topic of SEO, the way that Google is able to tell what a web page is about is the way that the content is actually written. So by looking at things like the heading structure, the content on the actual page, the alt text on images, Google is then able to actually understand what a web page is about and then rank the most relevant pages, the most popular pages on a topic effectively to answer individual questions. While SEO is a massive topic in its own right, here are a few essential elements that you'll need to have a chance to rank. Firstly, you're going to want to do some good keyword research. The way that search works is that Google tries to provide relevant answers to popular search terms, and you want to optimize for those search terms to ensure that the optimization that you're creating in your content is actually going to be found by people searching for it. So as an example, if you rank for something like marketing software, there's a huge amount of individuals and a huge amount of competition, frankly, for people searching for said keywords. But if you instead decide to focus in on a more long tail keyword, such as marketing software for vets in Alaska, that is a very specific keyword, but only maybe a handful of people search that within any given period of time. So it's important to strike a balance of popularity and then also not going in for too competitive keywords at the beginning, because you won't necessarily be able to rank for them. So in order to perform proper keyword research, you're going to want to use a tool such as Google Ads Keyword Planner or SEMrush or SE Ranking are some of the most popular options out there to actually be able to find the keywords that you're looking for. We've actually written a blog post on the topic of using these tools, so I'll be sure to link that in the description. But beyond that, once you have your target keyword, you're able to then structure your content, your SEO copy around that specific topic and that specific phrase. First, you are going to want to include the target keyword. You're only going to want to select one target keyword at the beginning as your primary target keyword, and then include those details in the title itself, as well as the subheading a few times. Now, you don't want to overdo this. That's called keyword stuffing, and Google will actually penalize you for it because it's kind of over optimizing and clearly trying to game their algorithms. But essentially, you should aim to have your target keyword around 1 to 2% of the contents of the entire article. So, for example, if your article or post is 1,000 words, the target keyword should appear between 10 to 20 times throughout the entire article. There are a few ways to create SEO optimized copy more easily. Some of the most popular extensions, especially in WordPress, are the Yoast extension, which is free and allows you to automatically receive tips and pointers on how to best optimize your content for things like keyword density and overall article design and readability. Beyond that, you can also use some of SE Ranking's more powerful SEO features to do the writing in, and then it will automatically produce briefs and competing information about competing articles and posts that you can then use to improve your article and have a much higher chance of ranking effectively for. Lastly, I do want to mention that SEO, especially for newer organizations, does take quite some time to develop. So there are a number of factors, including domain authority, including backlinks, that you will have to consider in your strategy. And you will only start seeing results typically after a year to 18 months of beginning in your strategy. So I highly recommend getting started early and building up a strong portfolio of posts, articles, and backlinks to ensure that you're actually moving eventually in the right direction. We hope you found this chapter on SEO optimizing your copy helpful. We'll now be moving into the topic of content repurposing to allow you to reduce the costs of your content production while maximizing its reach.